let's get into talking about Reunion, the finale of the second season of the X-Men animated series. It aired February 12 and 19, 1994, and brought to a close of the Sinister arc that's been running through the whole season.
Or does it?
It's just sinister.
Well, I mean, it does bring the arc to a close.
No, I know.
Sinister will be back, and this arc will be revisited in a bigger way in season 4. It'll come back to haunt the characters, so it's not like a one-off story that's of no consequence, but it's the ending of this story for now. The whole storyline running through the season of Xavier and Magneto trying to survive in the Savage Land is resolved here.
Very true. Yes. What was going on as far as like pop culture at the time? What's changed since last week that we talked?
Okay, well,
This was kind of the climax of grunge music around this time, because Kurt Cobain would be gone within a couple months.
yeah, this is a really big time musically for that. And so to represent that culture, the number one song was The Power of Love by Celine Dion.
Naturally.
Yeah.
I love the Nirvana cover of that song, though.
Thanks for the organic intro there. Also, the first weekend, we had a big debut of Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Problematic today, but a huge landmark moment in comedy, mostly because it introduced Jim Carrey, who led comedy to heights that didn't seem possible at the time, but in hindsight, what I'm learning from our show that we did on movies from the 1970s, Parallax Review, comedies were actually much bigger back in the 70s. So maybe it's just that he kind of was a tent pole for comedy pay more than comedy stardom.
Yes, and I think he was doing things physically that I hadn't seen before at the age of 10 or so. Just being so flexible in his face and in his body at the same time. And just coming up with like the weirdest shit, like talking out of your ass with your hands and I don't know, just like sticking like food in his mouth and pretending to be a seal. And it was like geared towards kids our age, I guess, at that time, like that 10 to 12-year-old demographic.
Yeah, we were definitely.
But I don't know. It was funny, It was funny. And he could do a bunch of weird voices, and he did like different characters, and he was just like a master of physical comedy, I would say.
I'm not questioning his greatness as an actor. I just kind of grown up with the assumption that he was had blown on the doors off of what a comedy star could even be. He was like as big as it could be. But, I think like in hindsight, Eddie Murphy, Jerry Lee Lewis, Steve Martin, there's been a couple other guys that were also that great.
But did those guys influence other parts of comedy the way he did? Like, I don't know. I'm just sort of playing devil's advocate, I guess. Like, I feel like the decade
Eddie
that
Murphy
followed Jim
definitely,
Carrey.
yeah.
Oh, did he? Okay. I mean, that's totally fair.
I think his later body of work fell apart in hindsight. Like Carrey has had a stronger, longer career than Eddie Murphy had. But
we talked about didn't we talk about The Mask last week? Like, I know that he had that big year where it was like The Mask, Jim Carrey.
Yeah, this is the year. And then the second weekend, Ace Ventura was briefly knocked off by On Deadly Ground.
Who's in that one? I don't know that movie.
It's a Steven Seagal movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no one remembers it. And actually, the very next week, Ace Ventura was back on top.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And enjoyed another 2 weeks on top after that, actually. So 1 week on, gets beaten by Seagal, and then gets 2 more weeks at the top. And then there's Guarding Tess, which is a Nicolas Cage movie. And then Naked Gun 33 at third. So,
wow.
Big week, big spring.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Naked Gun was coming out at the same time still when Ace Ventura arrived.
Part 3.
Wow, that's
they
crazy.
were in theaters at the same time.
That's a great trivia fact to pull out someday. Like, did you know like those two actually crossed over in the box office. I would never have guessed that.
I mean, it was actually a big era for wacky comedies. Like we can mention the next couple months of stuff because March 25th we get D2 The Mighty Ducks, and then April 1 we get Major League 2. Like there's just a lot of screwball comedies coming out at this time, and still Ace Ventura
Major
sticks
League
out.
2, Back to the Minors.
No, that's 3.
What?
Yeah, I've seen Necessary Roughness, which I think is the football version of Major League.
Yeah.
It's like outsiders playing football in the league.
I remember the
I
Hot Shots movies too around this time.
I've never seen those.
You
I
never seen the Hot
Charlie
Shots
Sheen,
movies,
man.
Mike?
No, I've never seen them.
Those feel
Or
like they'd be in your DNA, but it'd be so weird to watch them for the
definitely.
first time now as an adult.
Mhm.
Considering we like view Charlie Sheen in such a different way now than people
Yeah.
did in the 90s.
I've also never
It was a
seen
time capsule.
the Val Kilmer movie made by
Oh,
like
Top
the
Secret.
Top Secret. Yeah, those
I've
I
never seen
really
that one
want to see
either.
that.
I haven't seen
I'd
that
love
one
to watch
either. No.
I want to see that one probably the most of all of that kind of era screwball comedy, right? Val Kilmer's sadly
I
passed
saw
What was
one-
that,
away.
86 or something?
Yeah,
Was
about
it?
that.
Yeah, maybe. I saw a very funny scene. I don't remember the details of it all, but it made me laugh so hard, and I don't know how I haven't seen it yet. It's definitely on a list for me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I never
Yeah.
saw Top Secret coming up on TV. Hot Shots gets played to death, and Naked Gun got played a lot on TV. The Mighty Ducks for sure did, but that never did. So the
I
option just
rewatched.
wasn't there for me as a kid. I remember discovering the Top Secret even existed as an adult when I got into like IMDb and figuring out that I loved cinema and studying all of that stuff and realizing that there was another Zucker movie in the middle of all of that run that was apparently a hit.
My big like non Naked Gun favorite of those movies is like Airplane 1 and 2. I remember renting those with a buddy of mine, and I'd never
Yes.
seen them, and he's just like, we have to rent both of these movies. You're gonna love them, trust me. And it's one of like the movie watching experiences at home, best ones I've ever had in my life, just cracking up at like the age of like 9 or 10.
And that movie really is like the
Classic.
scary movie of its day because,
It's true.
as Ben and I have found out, like almost every scene in that film is from 2 other films,
Right.
just ripped wholesale the structure and just jokes put in instead of the
Yeah.
ludicrous dialogue that existed in place. Like the singing nun, all of that stuff. Those scenes are there. They're right in that other film, and it has scenes that are just as ludicrous as anything in Airplane. Like when Charlton
I
Heston
honestly feel like
jumps into the cockpit of the one in Airport 1974 or
Right.
5.
yeah. I think Airplane might have changed the way like those movies realized they were being made fun of, and they maybe changed the way they do dialogue or structure or something. Like, do you think so? Like, do you think that was
I
like a
think it
sea change
raises the bar and
after the
forces
Airplane
people
movies?
to do better when they can be so easily made fun of. Like I've heard of people, like, especially the Russo brothers, they're trying to like honest trailers proof their films, which helps them avoid criticism by like making their movies better.
That's really a good point.
Yeah. So I think it's a positive.
That's about as close as we get to a modern parody movie now, isn't it? Those YouTube things that like rip apart the latest releases.
Yeah, it kind of like it's the modern version of that energy that in a like less slapstick, more like here's a cooler, less emotionally connected way to do this same kind of humor, right? Because there's no emotional connection. It's the trailer guy voice itself. That structure is what we're using to parody it.
Mhm.
Also, pitch
Pitch
meeting
meeting, I
is
was
a
gonna say.
fantastic form of parodying and making fun of the ideas in a film.
Yeah, I know it's another favorite of yours. I always get a kick out of those ones.
I don't know if you ever watched either of those, men, but they're great YouTube channels.
No, I haven't.
Oh, well. One day
wow.
we'll get real stoned and just watch a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's a really
Yeah,
good.
I
Like,
think YouTube is great, and I just haven't like spent any time on it because I already don't keep up with all the major shows or sports or anything else. Like it's so hard to keep up with anything that like to delve into YouTube and try to find all the great creators on there and wade through all the bullshit. it's like it's intimidating. So I mainly use YouTube to watch like SNL clips and things like that, old talk show clips.
That's
I don't know.
fair. I
Yeah,
would say
that
most of
is
the
fair.
YouTube
Yeah.
material that I interact with is like reactionary to stuff that I'm following. So like most of the YouTube stuff I watch is either movie based, like honest trailers and pitch meeting are discussions of the films that I'm already watching, or discussions of the films that I don't want to watch, but I will watch a 5 to 8 minute video making fun of the problems with the movie.
Mhm.
That's fun for me.
Yes.
Before we had YouTube, we had
We had Saturday morning
Kids.
cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's go. So reunion part 1. So we've got Professor X and Magneto. They're climbing the cliffs in the Savage Land. Sort of where we've seen them all year, but now we're finally sort of digging in on the storyline. They're ambushed and captured by the mutates, who are serving, as it turns out, Mr. Sinister.
Big shock, right? Like
Right. Well,
we all knew. I think as a kid that I was fully aware that it was going to be Mr. Sinister. Uh, no questions there.
to be honest, based is like someone who has probably seen this before and just was what rewatch. Just based on what I saw rewatching it now, I thought, because I know Sauron's a big deal. I thought Sauron was going to be the. I think it's Sauron, right?
Oh, you thought
The
Sauron was
pterodactyl
going
guy.
to be the big
Yeah,
bad?
I thought he was going to be the one leading the Savage Land now.
Well, hell yeah.
that's what they were saying. Yeah.
That's what I thought for sure. Because it seemed like the last episode was a cliffhanger of him like doing some shit. And then I was like, okay, well, he must be the one behind the
Even
Savage
though
Land.
Sinister had appeared to Mystique and said like, "Hey, I know where Xavier is, and he's not with the X-Men, and you can
Well,
do this right now."
Mm.
even though that, yeah, I mean, I'm not claiming I'm a smart person. Sometimes these things do go over my head a little bit, but yeah, no, I don't know. I wasn't surprised. I'm not saying it was like a big twist, but yeah, no,
Twist.
the twist.
It is
I like
twisty.
the way you went. I like the way you put a twist on that word.
And then meanwhile, the X-Men are tracking a clue that they've received from Morph to a rundown theater where he performs a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde show where he gets to use his powers to go back and forth between the characters, and everyone's really impressed by this and doesn't question that he's a mutant at all, probably. And warns them too late that Sinister is near. The Nasty Boys attack, and in the chaos, they sneak off with Jean Grey in like a ship that like looks very like organic and like kind of, I
Yeah.
don't know, geegery, maybe I would
Had
say.
like whale bones on the
Yeah.
inside, kind of like
Pretty
Yeah.
cool
rib
design for the
bones
ship
and
for sure. But I found
tendons
that
and
this
shit. Yeah.
scene structurally was like, in a wrestling storyline when the thing's just going on and on and on, and the bad guys are just getting away with the same trick every week. It just
Yes.
felt like that. This whole
Yeah.
scene. It's like, okay, I know where
I
this
know
is going.
exactly.
I know they're gonna get caught by this trap, and I just have to endure all of this stuff. I guess Morph
Yeah.
using the Jekyll and Hyde,
Yeah.
using his tricks as like a theater parlor tricks artist was fun, maybe, but I don't know if this was the most fun application of it.
No, I mean, it was just
Possible.
undercooked too. They only cut to it. Like they only show him using it like for a second. It's not it's not super clever, I wouldn't say, but
It's fine. It's fine. It's definitely not as cool as like seeing Xavier rock climb. That's a dynamic image for opening this. Getting attacked by dudes riding pterodactyls. That's cool.
yeah. And I know what you mean, like as far as like the wrestling comparison, like it felt like the Nasty Boys are doing another run in on the main event, and you know that like Sinister's going to go over. There's going to be a DQ. Blah
Yeah,
blah
like
blah.
Grande
Like
Americano was going to win because he's got a
right.
rock somewhere in his mask, and
That's
he's going
right.
to be
Yeah.
busted out.
Or here come the Death Riders.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Exactly.
Any more thoughts on this before we head back to the jungle?
No.
No, okay. In the jungle,
Okay.
we see...
Okay. One thing.
Okay.
Fuck.
Is Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister is like some kind of immortal type thing. So that's my problem with a lot of these characters. It's like, okay, so you can't blast him, you can't cut him, you can't push him off a cliff, you can't freeze him, you can't like what are they supposed to do, man? Like, what are they supposed to do? Like, I don't know. I don't get it.
He's weak to Cyclops, I guess. They did give him one weakness, which is ironic.
Cyclops had him.
He
up
wants
against
Cyclops
a tree,
so
man. He was
bad.
blasting him.
Yeah, he was
blasting him.
Yeah.
Nothing. fixed himself right away.
I did
Well,
want to say, go ahead.
well, no, no, no. Like we do know that Cyclops's blasts do have an effect on him, right?
Yes,
It
we saw
seems
that last time.
temporary though. Like it just he just reforms right away, like after a second.
Well, that's because Cyclops stops blasting him.
Yeah, he's
If Cyclops
compassionate.
would just
So as long
constantly
as yeah.
unleash the power of the punch dimension, then he
Yeah,
wouldn't have a
get that.
problem.
Yeah.
Because let's get into this. I found out
Oh,
because of a meme,
please.
or I was reminded
Oh,
because
you
of a
didn't know
meme.
this before?
No, like I mean, I remember I knew it as a kid, I think, but I just forgotten it because it's dumb. But like
Mm-hmm.
Cyclops' blasts are not laser beams. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
There's no heat to them. What it is like accessing this other dimension, and that dimension is pure concussive force, and they call it the punch dimension. So it's like the force of getting punched really hard, not a laser
It's
blast.
it's kinetic energy, not actually like heat.
So that's
Which I
what's
think
happening is that the energy from the punch
it's
dimension is what nullifies.
his eyes are a portal to this other dimension, right? That's what
Mhm.
the whole basic gist is. Which
So
is such like an
let me get this straight.
over.
Cyclops is just one punch man? Is this I'm confused.
Well, he's two punch man because he's got two eyes.
But he's
But I don't really actually know what
uh,
one punch man is.
I
One
was just
Punch
trying to
Man.
tap into the
One Punch
anime.
Man's on Netflix,
One
and
punch man has a twist.
A
I've got all
twist.
kinds of funny pronunciations today. I can do it all
I
night.
appreciate it, man. We're reinventing the
Uh,
English language just like the people right before Shakespeare's time.
um,
That's right.
I did think it was weird that like they made a point of like showing Magneto's helmet getting knocked off, and I couldn't. After that, I couldn't help but like wonder like why after all this time in the jungle he's still been wandering around like his full armor and like cape and helmet. Like he must be so fucking hot. It just made me realize how
Yeah.
uncomfortable he looked. I would be in that whole getup, and like how he doesn't take. Like I get why the real like they have to animate him on model, and it would mean like coming up with these new
No, I mean we've
designs and all.
seen time and time again that they're willing to show the characters
Well,
in day clothes and everything. I think it's just that he had nowhere to put that stuff, and it
he
only
should have
made sense to
abandoned
wear
it.
it.
He
You
should
know,
have taken
like
his helmet and shirt and cape off and wandered around the jungle shirtless with his best
with
friend.
those flowing locks of his.
Those were
Yes.
custom.
My
I mean,
Those were
mutates do this
expensive,
all the
Charles.
time. We all wear our underwear and wander the jungle.
maybe he was worried
Charles,
that their powers could kick in at any moment, and he would
yeah,
be
his
vulnerable.
perverted
Um,
thoughts would be, well, yeah, yeah,
I'm
maybe.
going to keep my pants on, Eric. You go ahead.
Okay. That's all I got on that section. So in the jungle, Khazar or Khazar, I
Oh, it's
guess, which
Kazar. It's always
I
been
guess it's
Kazar.
Khazar. I've always thought it was Khazar.
I, I hate
I'm
that.
you hate that I thought that?
I mean, I just hate that pronunciation of it. So I
Okay.
guess I hate that you thought that,
Yeah.
but like I don't hate
All
you that you
right.
thought that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, that's fair. So Khazar and a saber-toothed tiger, Zabu, Free, Xavier, and Magneto. They went really wild. Like I love like all the names in this. They're just great.
Yeah,
They
this whole
free Xavier,
Conan ripoff world,
right? It's this.
Tarzan is just great. It's super
It's
fun.
like,
It's just so
yeah,
obvious what it is, but who cares? Because it's better
I
than
love
the
it.
things it's ripping off. Because it's got dinosaurs and mutates.
That's to me like the best thing about X-Men is that it literally can be so many different things. Like it literally can be like a space drama or a Tarzan ripoff or street level, like political. Uh, and
Yeah, it
it's
can be
just
all
so
these things. It's so
right.
flexible.
Yeah, I love it. They free Xavier and Magneto from the mutates, and they reveal Sinister's growing control over the Savage Land. The uneasy trio who join forces infiltrate his base, but are quickly overpowered by them nasty boys. Sinister reveals a device that strips mutants of their powers, and he uses Sauron to brainwash Xavier into luring the X-Men straight into his trap.
Like a fool.
Like a fool, yeah. He's been taken over. Sauron is such a audacious character too. Like he's a pterodactyl man with mind control powers. Doesn't he turn into a regular man sometimes? Is that a thing that he
Yeah,
does?
yeah. You will see that he's kind of like a aware pterodactyl.
A weradactyl.
A weradactyl, Jim. It was right there.
I'm
Oh.
I just woke up. I just woke up 5 minutes before we started recording this episode.
All right, I'm very happy
But you're
to
right.
take
Weradactyl
weradactyl.
is perfect, and I
He's
apologize.
a weradactyl. I'm gonna make a B movie called Weradactyl.
I think that's the T-shirt for this episode. If we were to be doing
If we did
T-shirts for
T-shirts, that would be
episodes.
great. Man, can we change our name from
Oh, that
Ghost
should be the
Pants to
graphic.
Weradactyl?
The Weradactyl, and it's Sauron. Just the funniest image of Sauron I can find.
Um,
It's Sauron
Yeah.
from Lord of the Rings. It's not even the right Sauron.
We just badly photoshopped Sauron in where this Sauron was. Go to the extra effort.
Yeah.
So I guess we find out that like it's not inherently something about the Savage Land that takes away mutant powers. It's just
It's a device of Sinister, so
some
the
sort of
Savage Land
device.
can be more fun in the future.
Yeah, I think Rogue should be a big fan of this device. Like,
Again, it's another thing that Rogue should be using to fuck, right?
Right. She should like try to like, hey, Sinister, like I know we have can I just like get like one of those belts kind of thing, like a reverse belt that'll take away my powers every once in a while?
It's an anti-chastity belt.
Right. Like you got to go pick up a belt from the pharmacy before you fuck. Anyway.
Got to get a prescription from a sex belt.
Yeah, you got to get a prescription for your anti-mutant belt.
Sex belt sounds like something that Liz Lemon would need.
Sex belt is the title of my sex tape.
Oh God!
Uh-oh, your solo performance.
My solo
performance.
It's just me in a closet with a belt around my neck.
Oh, at least it's only around your neck.
Oof.
All right. Any X-Men related thoughts?
So Morph tries to warn the X-Men about Sinister, but gets knocked out before he can explain what's happening. Then the Nasty Boys attack them, and the team gets their ass kicked again.
Yeah, I mean, they got no powers. Or wait,
no, this is found in the normal world. They get beaten with powers.
You're right. Yeah,
but it's just that they get they get this obvious trap is sprung on them, right? Like they know it's a trap going in, boom, they do it anyway.
Yeah.
At least they don't take their third wheel along this time, you know? It's like, oh, hi, I'm Scott and Jean, and this is our third, and we're doing an investigation.
True. So, yeah, there's not much. I don't remember much about this fight, to be honest. I know there was kind of like a moment where the mud guy, like, does like a net with his arm.
Wolverine's actually in the fight, sorry. Most memorable thing about it is actually that they just take Cyclops and Jean. Wolverine and Morph actually get left behind because Wolverine's, he's the toughest there is. They can't really quite get him subdued.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. It's a pretty forgetful fight. It's a pretty forgetful episode. And for the, part one of the season finale story, it's a little underwhelming, right? Like, how come all we're seeing here is, they're going to a carnival to watch a show, and
right. The carnival thing was they're in Australia, I think, because they show like
are they in Australia? That would explain.
There's a shot where they're getting onto their ship and they show a tree in the foreground and there's a koala hanging off the tree, and that's the only indication that it's Australia.
That's enough, though. That's like
that's enough for sure.
On the tree is the equivalent of the tobacco filter to indicate Mexico.
100%. Yeah.
So that we're there. So we're a little closer to the Savage Land, at least. So that's cool. I guess.
Is a Savage Land in the Arctic or Antarctic?
It's in the Antarctic.
Okay. All right.
It's like somewhere on the body of the giant landmass, right?
That must be why. Then I guess you're right.
I think it makes it a little bit more believable that it's like on such a wide, giant landmass that there'd be something undiscovered in it.
Yeah. Fair.
Especially, before satellites were invented. It was the 90s, Colin.
It's the 90s now, Jim. The Antarctic and the Arctic, I think that just refers to like there being bears and not being bears there. Something like that.
Yes. That's actually exactly correct.
I thought it was when
the
Arctic was like
bears,
your dad's
right?
sister.
And doesn't, yeah.
What?
I said I
Your
thought it was when the Arctic.
Antarctic?
I thought the Arctic was your dad's sister, like the Antarctic.
Uh, uh,
You can cut that.
so
Yeah.
in the Savage Land, Kazar and his saber-toothed Sabus trigger a dinosaur stampede to free Xavier and Magneto from the mutates. Kazar reveals Magneto once created the mutates before abandoning them, and how Sinister has taken control. The unlikely trio agree to join forces and head for Sinister's lair.
Why did Magneto do that? Why did he create mutates in the Savage Land?
And how with
And
magnets?
how? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like how the fuck
It's,
does that work?
he's just brilliant in other ways, I think.
He does do this for a while, though. He was like the ruler of Savage Land for a stretch in the comics in like the late hundreds around. Rogue was, I think, his lover at this time. I think before she joined the team, maybe.
Did
Uh,
Rogue have a loincloth on during this time?
yeah.
Okay, I gotta go.
Did you see Rogue's feet?
Does Rogue's power work if you suck on her toes?
I think so. I think
Okay,
that would
interesting.
be the last toe you ever suck.
Oh my
So
god.
suck good, suck
Worth it?
hard, suck long.
It's what your mother said last night, Trebek.
Yeah, I
So we're
think
back.
Magneto has been like more villainous in the hands of other writers, maybe. It seems a little fucked up to kind of like make people even more fucked up and mutated than they were before.
Wait, were these people already mutants and he like fucked them up worse?
I'm not sure. I think that like if anyone's gonna be fucking them up worse, it's probably
That seems like
Sinister.
a sinister thing to do. Yeah, he would take like the frog guy and
It'd be interesting if maybe like Sinister had pretended to be Magneto's assistant for a while and like perverted his science or something. That would be interesting take. Maybe they'll reveal that. I don't know why. It makes sense to me that that would be an interesting story. Sinister, of course, is much older than Magneto, so he wouldn't actually be the apprentice in that situation. Deep in the jungle, Kazar leads Xavier and Magneto into Sinister's base, only to find out that it's a trap. Sinister unveils a machine that has Surf's mutant powers, and has Sauron brainwash Xavier into summoning the X-Men straight into Sinister's hands. And then we get like the lamest cliffhanger because the Blackbird is descending into the clouds, and they're like, "Oh, we're heading into the unknown." And sure, it's the unknown from their perspective, but we know what's down there, so it's not really that like thrilling and to be continued. It's more of a like, "Oh, what the fuck?" The X-Men still haven't gotten to the Savage Land in the first whole episode of this two-parter. Come on, what's the
true.
deal?
Right.
I was
And
a little frustrated by that.
even in the second part, like not to get into like what's happening next, they don't really deliver on the X-Men in the Savage Land premise, which I guess maybe they do later. Do they go back later?
Yep. Actually,
Okay.
right after the Phoenix Saga, the first story is back to the Savage Land.
Okay.
So we'll see
With
the
like,
Savage Land again soon, and we'll see the Savage Land again later on.
I want to see Rogue wrestle a T-Rex. I want to see Storm wrestle a Triceratops.
You really want to see them?
I want to see the women
wrestle
wrestle.
giant lizards. Okay,
Yes, that's what
I
I
see the
want.
metaphor. Yeah.
That's what I want. It's not a metaphor. It's literal.
Okay.
All right.
Like Greco-Roman or like WWE style?
I'd like to see a little sequence where it kind of looks like Greco-Roman, but then they finish it with like a Stone Cold Stunner.
Wow.
The dinosaur doing the Stone Cold Stunner? That'd be crazy.
Of course. Of course.
Okay, so I think I give this like a 5, honestly. It was pretty mid considering we've been building up to this the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5
5 hides of the
5
jungle.
dinosaur stunners. Sounds about right to me. It's the scale I just made up 2 seconds ago.
It's accurate.
Out of 10, 12?
Out of 12, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I liked Mudman's powers and the fight that they had from the Nasty Boys. I'd like for them to
there's some
call
cool
them the
Nasty
Nasty
Boy
Boys.
stuff, but their overall lack of characterization really hurts them. They just look
I
stupid.
want them. I want them to call them the Nasty Boys in show. Like it feels
I
like
think
it's just.
they do.
I don't think I've ever heard them say Nasty Boys. I'd like to hear Wolverine say. And can you maybe you can tell us what that would sound like, Ben, if Wolverine said something to the Nasty Boys?
Listen up, nasty boys. You're going to get a taste of my adamantium claws in about
He's
2
He's jerking off,
seconds.
man.
Oh god! Shut up, Jim.
Don't feed his fetishes.
Gene.
How did I become the sex freak of the show?
I don't know,
I
man.
guess I don't know.
How
I guess
did you?
It's just because whatever room you're in, you're the sex freak of that room, my man. Stop
right.
jacking off all the time.
Once again, it's not a video podcast for a reason.
I don't know about ghost pants after all. Maybe we're giving him the wrong impression here, Jim. So he's got punch dimension resistant glasses.
Yes. Ruby quartz negates the energy of the punch dimension.
Yeah. Did they? And I remember when the movies came out that they were really upset that they got that wrong. I guess because there must be instances where he uses
whoever they is can fuck off. They're not.
I think they don't. I think the punch dimension is just so unnecessary. Like you're already making things up to say he has concussive laser blast.
That's pure concussive force. I think that
doesn't have to come from a laser dimension. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's crazy. Do they ever go to the punch dimension?
No, it's just pure concussive force. I think you'd just be getting punched over and over again.
If you went, you would.
You'd just be falling through punch force. So you'd just be getting punched from all sides all the time. It would just be screaming agony.
That's what they should do to a villain to end like an arc at some point. They should send like the Juggernaut
like drop there. Apocalypse in the punch dimension.
Yeah.
But what if Apocalypse comes through his eyes?
Time to spike the punch.
You raise a good point that he may escape through Cyclops' eyes at some point, but I think that's a risk that the benefits way outweigh the risks. I think you have to drop a villain in the punch dimension.
Yeah. Why don't you write that story where they drop someone in the punch dimension? Like
they send them somewhere where they're getting beat with like a bag of like a pillowcase full of bars of soap for like eternity. Like that sounds like it's a good solution to some problems. Some petty crime, maybe. Then the Nasty Boys there.
Yeah.
All right, nasty boys, prepare to get punched forever.
You're going to my punch dimension. So
yeah, let's talk about Reunion Part 2. Where it gets a little bit better.
Professor X, Magneto, Jean Grey, and Morph are all imprisoned in Sinister's lair, deep within the Savage Land. The X-Men arrive. They discover that their powers no longer work when they try to use them to pry some stuff off of Charles's jet. And Gambit really gets cocky about his. He's like, "Oh, you just got to charge the card," and yeah. I did have a question about this scene that Beast does not unbeast. Like he still has his powers technically. Like that doesn't. Why doesn't that happen?
Still has his claws too, right?
Well, I don't think Beast has his agility.
There's nothing about these.
I think Beast doesn't have his agility or his intensity, but this has been solved, I think, in comics by saying that a lot of power negating things are only negating like the energy of your powers. They're not negating the physical transformations on your powers. So like there's an energy transfer with Rogue's powers, right? There's an energy transfer with the punch dimension. There's an energy issue with Gambit charging stuff up, etc. Whereas like your body's just your body. It's not going to like make your body go through a transformation because that would also require energy.
But what about Wolverine's healing factor?
That's an energy thing. It's using up extra energy from the X gene to heal him.
It's something that has to it has to be active.
Yeah, whereas like the claws, that's just a biological thing that he's got. He can pull them out.
And Beast is not constantly turning into Beast. He just is Beast.
Yeah, I think Beast probably doesn't have his agility. It might not be as smart. His brain doesn't move as fast, I think, as it would normally.
Wait, is his intelligence a mutant power?
Yeah, it's part of it.
Oh shit.
He's smarter than any non-mutant person.
No, you were going to say smarter than the average bear, weren't you?
Smarter than
Maybe.
the average
Shut
beast.
up.
Maybe.
Hard to improvise shows sometimes at the top of your head. Fuck.
Smarter than the average beast.
See, that I didn't want to say that either.
I punched it up.
Did you?
Sounds like you dropped it in the punch dimension there, Mike.
That's what we say. That should be what we call it when we make a joke better. We dropped it in the punch dimension.
Take it to the punch dimension, Mike.
This week's punch dimension, courtesy of boner pills.
Don't worry, I'll delete that.
That's fine.
Take
We're
your dick
sponsored
to
by
the
boner
punch
pills.
dimension.
Yeah, that's right. That's how you guys jerk off, right? You just punch your dick repeatedly.
I just opened my eyes really wide at it.
Keep looking at my dick till I come.
What are you? I'm releasing the punch dimension.
Ow, 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 ow.
So they find out their powers don't work. They fight the nasty boys and they get their asses really beat down hard, as you'd expect. Wolverine does manage to escape. He jumps off a waterfall and he does run into someone he probably feels pretty like gets along pretty well in Kazar and Zabu.
But you see, he's a tall, blonde Aryan guy with an animal, and you just think this is my kind of dude.
I just thought he meant like a jungle guy. I didn't mean tall Aryan man.
I just think he likes what he sees.
Okay,
That's all I'm saying.
okay. So they decide to go team up and go to the Citadel to rescue the people who need rescuing.
Because they've all fallen into this fucking trap immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, and back at Sinister, he's revealing he's monologuing about his plans. He's going to use mutant DNA to create an army of slaves. And to demonstrate that, he drains Magneto's strength to amplify Vertigo's powers, which to me, I thought she was going to end up with magnet powers, but I guess really what they're doing is taking like the pure mutant energy that he has and just making her Vertigo powers stronger.
Yeah, that's where it comes down to, like, it's about the energy transfer, right? It's about the X gene energy more than what the specific power is.
Right. Yep. And then in their cage, Rogue and Gambit share a little quiet confession before the coming fight. Gambit love her mon ami, duh. Like
I was pretty stoked on this. I didn't remember that they said this, but he says it to her first, and like I'm thinking like, oh, they probably have some time in that cell, so like their powers are off. He says that he loves her. I think they've already fucked by this point.
I mean, they should at least do some
right? Like we have to assume that they would have done it in this option. Why not
at least some hand stuff? Yeah, at least some hand stuff.
Definitely hand stuff, like hand stuff at the very least.
They could do that without losing their powers, so they should probably do more than that. I'm being like, if you're going to take advantage of the situation, you guys should have fucked for sure.
Send my dick to the punch dimension, share.
Yeah, the early stuff with Wolverine kind of on his own in the Savage Land is awesome. Wolverine does fight all sorts of dinosaurs. He does wrestle a T-Rex, so it's not a lady wrestling an animal, so it's not feeding your sexual tension habits and everything. But we do get a lot of cool Wolverine in the Savage Land action. We get the bigger dinosaur.
There's always a bigger fish.
Totally, right? But it's done really well. It's not done in like a corny way like George Lucas will inflict on the film industry.
He does like survive using his wits, although he does sort of like still keep sniffing as if he still has his smelling power, like he
can smell Kazar. That's what he's smelling.
I guess.
Right? He gets the jump on Kazar, who's been tracking him the whole time.
And I guess they're saying that Kazar smells really bad. Like that's why he can smell him, because he shouldn't have his heightened senses, should he?
Oh yeah, I think that's true. They are saying that he smells like a really awful human. It's a good point.
Yeah. I think he even tells him to take a bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
It's just about that.
Yeah. Okay. Wolverine storms the base because I keep wanting to call him Kazar. Now, before they free the prisoners, there's a moment before, I think. Don't they storm it and then like jump out the window when it doesn't work? Like, doesn't that happen? Or am I thinking of something else? Isn't there a moment where Kazar jumps out the window when it does? Oh my god, I can't not do
It's
it.
endlessly funny to hear you call him Qatar.
Anyway,
It's like the first time you've had a problem with pronouncing anybody's name in this show full of ridiculous names. So you've done good to make it this far, but it's still
okay.
really funny that you keep.
So in a sense, I've
doing it.
earned a Kazar. I think I've earned it.
No,
Xavier smashes the power draining machine, restoring everyone's abilities, but he does lose the use of his legs once more, which means like it was just such a noble sacrifice that he made. So nice of him to do that. And the heroes turn the tide. Sinister is blasted apart. Jean hurls his scattered remains across the Savage Land as the Citadel collapses and the team escapes.
So hold up. Is part of Professor X's mutant power that he's handicapped?
I think they even admit that they don't know why it made him walk again. They just wanted it to happen.
I think there's like a mental block thing element to him being paralyzed. Like he's too powerful. So as a psychological block, he makes himself crippled physically. I think that's the implication of this
Uh,
So
form of
canonically, he has
Xavier
no
being
like
paralyzed.
injury or real. Okay, interesting.
I mean, we will
he's
see
a
the
gold
injury
bricking
later. There will be a
motherfucker.
flashback episode that does explain that. But
He's
yeah, I
got a
think that
nervous
it's
system.
I think it's mental here.
Interesting.
Cut to like
I don't know.
Walter Sobchak, like picking him up out of his wheelchair and shaking him around. You gold bricking son of a bitch, you know? Big Lebowski. Anyway.
You can walk, damn it, Chuck. We saw you. You just don't wanna.
Oh,
Um,
please.
the moment when they get their powers back is pretty sweet. Like they put the theme song on and they all just like they have a pretty good battle, I think, with the Nasty Boys.
Yeah, it's a nice payoff.
I liked it.
They've been limited and but again, it's kind of like as soon as they have their powers, boom, they kick ass and they win. So like the threat this whole season is kind of like, oh, these guys are just as intimidating as anybody else when it's
No.
actually one on one, right? Whereas
Yeah.
the Sentinels, Apocalypse, we've had big threats coming before. Magneto's more powerful than any of them individually. And then we'll go back to like threats even on an even bigger scale. Things will get fucking cosmic and downright universal in the next season. So it does feel a little bit like, okay, this is kind of like just another X-Men adventure. This is the kind of adventure story that we'll never see a movie of. We'll
Yeah.
see Sinister in movies, but the plot will be a whole lot more tied into characters' personal themes and identity.
It'll
and
be
have much more dire consequences. The consequences of what he's trying to do are even not that clear. Like it
No,
just
it's
seems
not.
the whole time like he's just trying to steal Jean's baby juice and Cyclops' baby juice. It never gets more complicated than that.
And it's executed way better later in like X-Men 97. Like the way they do like a Sinister story is like so much that'll be what they closer to what they do in the MCU, I feel like.
Yeah, maybe not quite as big, but
Yeah.
maybe with a similar payoff.
For sure.
Because
Yeah.
he does get involved in pretty large scale stuff, which is great. I really enjoy it. You're right. I really love how he's used there. I even really like how he's used in most of the rest of the series. This is probably the weakest Sinister story, even within the X-Men canon, because he will keep coming back.
So is his first name Mister and his last name Sinister?
Yeah.
Or does he have a first name?
His parents called him that. They're English.
Isn't his real name Nathaniel Essex?
Shh. Spoiler. Yeah, it's Nathaniel Essex.
Nathaniel S. Inister. Mr. Sinister was my father's name.
You're right though
Call
that
me
like
Nathaniel.
this being like the final boss of the season is really only just because they spent all season getting here. It's not because it was the biggest threat. Or
Yeah,
even
like it's time-consuming story, but not.
Yeah.
Vester. I think Time Fugitives was the best part of the season, personally.
I agree.
Even with my problems with its time travel.
I think the weight of
But
like
nobody will remember that stuff.
That's true.
It just affected their reality and they just don't know.
That's true. Only Cable and Bishop know about Time Fugitives even happening. It's a good point.
I think Charles being missing just didn't feel like a big enough deal. Like it didn't. They were managing okay, which even Charles was like, and I was right about my X-Men. They were fine without me. They're great.
No,
Like,
hold on, hold on. The X-Men will remember all of that stuff. Time didn't reset for them.
Hmm. Okay.
I'm just
Never
gonna
mind
delete that. Don't worry.
then.
But I'll leave your point in, Mike. It'll just be a little hard to
okay,
edit this part. That's fine.
okay.
All right.
It's fine. I'm really
Um,
happy with how quickly we got through most of this episode.
and
Yeah.
so we leave, and the X-Men are doing the right thing. They're helping the natives rebuild their villages and things like that with their powers. They're carting Morph into the Blackbird, so Morph is gonna hopefully get his brain right. I don't know what happens to Morph. Does
Well,
he?
he has a place with the X-Men if he wants it, but he's still got to deal with his fucked up shit. So he's gonna go away for a while. He'll be a recurring guest
Didn't
star though. We'll see him again.
didn't Sinister stick like a little computer bug thing in his head that burrowed in there?
They do reference that they have to get it out. Yes, I think you're
Yeah.
right.
But I think that's probably dealt with off screen because he is not present for the Phoenix Saga, if I recall correctly.
That'd be
Yeah,
crazy if they showed that gory shit like 40 minutes, like sweating, like really like an ER or like more
That would be
intense.
very
Like
crazy. It would be so completely out of the norm and the expectation for what this is.
that'd be my episode.
Just like one, just a surgery, just
Just a little
animation
bottle
surgery.
episode.
just a really tense episode where
Nothing
it's
scarier than
Mr.
body horror.
You're not wrong. I do hate body horror. It really freaks me out. The
Yep.
Well, don't
Fly.
go see Sarah Sherman live then, because there's an hour of body horror playing before she starts to do her comedy.
Good lord. Oh no.
There's Squirm. Yep.
There's an
Okay.
HBO show coming out soon that everyone should watch if you love body horror.
What's that?
It's pretty gross.
Okay. It's an adequate tease. We have Magneto departs, saying he and Charles must be.
Let's talk
still be
about how
separate.
they beat up Sinister, though. Like, they beat the shit out of him so effectively.
Oh yeah.
Like, not only is Cyclops unloading punch dimension,
Blasted
like
over and
Cyclops
over.
is unloading punch dimension energy, but it's not enough, right? Like we talked about how okay, it does hurt him, but it's not enough. So then we add Morph's gun because Morph's pointing the gun at the X-Men, but he makes like Xavier allows him to choose to point the
true.
gun at Sinister instead, and that leads to Sinister finally being disintegrated and blown into a million pieces. And like the big twist tease at the end is that like even though he's been blown into a million pieces, he's already starting to reassemble himself on the beach in the Savage Land, and he will be back.
Yes, he makes a little face in the sand when he laughs.
Yeah, it's a pretty corny image, but he gets the image across. I love the final images of Sauron declaring that he is going to take over the Savage Land from now.
Yeah.
And the final rulers, like, he will see a challenge to that, and we'll see more of that pretty soon. A couple episodes away.
All right. Well, hopefully we see more of our favorite Weredactyl very soon, like you said. And
hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's
I would give it 7 Weredactyls out of 10.
I'd say I'm about a 6 faces in the sand out of 10. It was better than the first one for sure. But still kind of not my favorite of the season at all, really.
No, like a decent payoff
Give
to the
it a
story.
solid 6.9.
No.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like there's some good powers. I like Sinister's powers being used to put himself back together. I like how Jean
steps in and
gets to use her powers to disperse him extra hard.
Yeah.
At the end too, which is a nice little bit of like people using their powers together.
I thought she was going to send him into space.
That would have probably been the end of it.
Yeah. She should have.
Once that unlimited momentum
dropped him in the
hits
punch dimension.
off into space.
Yeah, she should have like said, "Scott, open your eyes." And she's like, "What?" And he goes, and just like shoves him into his eyeballs. That'd be
Wider.
crazy. Wider. Yeah.
Wider.
Stop clenching. Relax.
Like we've talked about, Scott.
Just take deep breaths.
Do you need more lube?
Let
me start
Scott
with a
Summers,
smaller piece of Sinister.
I bet Scott Summers would get punch dimension every once in a while. I think he would let her do that.
Why not?
Yeah.
this episode could have been an email, right? Like I think
Yeah,
that they stretched it out a little too much. Or I've mentioned a few times that I think the season was a bit of a rush job because they had to do the plan for the whole series at the same time, and maybe they just didn't quite have enough information in here
they
to
should
fill out
do
a full
more
episode.
episodes with Mojo. I think.
Hell yeah,
I
we
think
should have had a
that's what they
Mojo
need.
two-parter. That would have been fucking awesome.
Mojo Vision Part 2 coming
Yeah.
soon. Hopefully.
Sweeps week.
But next week we are starting the next season. First two, is it a two-parter that Out of the Past or
Yeah, we're going to be doing Out of the Past with a guest host because you're not going to be able to join us.
Mhm.
And that'll be an interesting mix. And then when you join us again in 2 weeks' time, we'll be doing the Phoenix Saga.
Hell yeah. That's exciting. That's the thing I remember most about this cartoon when I was a kid. So like Sentinels and the Phoenix. So I'm excited.
Big
to get
emotional
the
high
Phoenix.
points coming in.
Hell yeah.
Genix.
Oh. Wow. You really
Yeah,
punched dimension.
I just read a comic book today where Cyclops was the Phoenix. It was pretty interesting.
There was a whole like event where everyone was the Phoenix. Like the whole X-Men
that's probably
team.
overkill. Yeah.
X-Men versus Avengers. I think they were like it was all about the Phoenix. I think.
I think they may have like
up.
dispersed the Phoenix powers amongst a bunch of people, kind of like Thor dispersing his powers to those kids at the end of Love and Thunder. And considering how I feel about Love and Thunder, I don't know how excited I am about that concept for the comic. But in this one, it was just Cyclops was the Phoenix, and he was like, it was Secret Wars, the new one, the Hickman one. And he was trying to survive the next universe. So he's like part of the most powerful characters on the side of good.
Yeah.
They were trying to survive one universe to make it to the next.
I did enjoy that. I did read that. That was one of the last like full like comic events that I read. The Secret Wars by Jonathan Hickman. I enjoyed it, but
it was pretty good. I think the plot of Avengers 6 is going to be pretty similar.
Yeah, I would think
swap out
so.
a couple characters, add a couple plot lines, find some more thematic resonance as cinema kind of requires a little bit more in terms of the little connective tissue.
You
of
need to give it a
life.
twist.
Give me a twist.
A twist. We have the twist of the week every week, maybe from now on.
Adios.
That's not Brennan.
I give you nipples a twist.
Twist.